I get an email. I think I get it every day. I get a couple different emails from a group called Smart Brief, and they do a really great job. I'm not sure who they are exactly. It doesn't matter. They do a great job of bringing lots of uh, blogs and information together about various aspects of business. And I think I get maybe a half a dozen different smart briefs. Here's what I read today, or just I didn't have time to get into it, but I saw it for the first time today. Smart brief on entrepreneurs with today's date on it, and that can be found at smartbrief.com. There were two things that got my attention. The headlines, the subject lines got my attention. They have a lot of good stories, but the first one that is in their area of finance and growth. Learn the key elements of startup success. Your startup will have a better chance of survival if you hire experienced employees and find a mentor. Rainer Falcon writes, while angel investors, you've heard me talk about angel investors or venture capital firms, they are folks who are interested in investing money in your business. Traditionally, the venture capital firms are looking at deals of millions of dollars. Uh, Angel investors invest in deals. They can be as small as a $10,000 angel investment. Both investment groups types are looking for a return on their investment, number one. How long is it going to take to get that return? What type of equity position do they have in your company? Do they own stock now? Uh, what's going to happen 5 years from now? That is clearly defined in an agreement that you would have with either an angel investor or a venture capitalist. And you heard me talk about exit strategy. An angel investor or a venture capitalist or capital firm will want to know what is your exit strategy. If we loan you money and the time on that money is 5 years, what are you going to do? Uh, we'll lend you money, we'll invest in your company because we have faith and trust that you can make it happen. But what's going to happen once it does happen and we get our return on investment? So, learn the key elements of startup success. So, companies also need to establish an online presence. Amen. Rainier Falkland. So let's look at the actual article itself, see if there's anything that I need to share with you in greater detail. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, Monday mornings. Computers always works more slowly on Monday mornings. Here we go. It's getting loaded. By the way, in terms of loading, that might not necessarily be the computer. That might be the website that was used or the landing page that was used to load. Maybe there are things on your landing page that need attention to speed up the process, because a lot of folks wouldn't wait as long as I just waited for that page to get loaded. So it's from B2C, business2community.com. B stands for business, 2 stands for 2, actually TO, but we often use the number 2, I use it, and C stands for consumer, so B2C. You can have B2C, which is business to consumer. You can have B2B, which is business to business. I work with both. But, well, it's kind of interesting. I don't know, maybe my dynamic is changing as I am looking for consumers who want to start a business. So I'm kind of B2C and B2B. But 5 resources every startup needs. Domain name and web presence. Yes, yes, yes. However, more important than your domain name and your web presence is where are those folks going to land when they type in either your domain name or your URL page name. We feel in our community it's more important your URL where they're going to land, because if they simply land on your domain, then you still have to get them typically inside of your domain to do what it is that you want to do, sell your product, sell your service. We are more to the point, bottom line, get them on a page, educate them about what it is you're trying to do, either through written blogs or through videos, as in YouTube. You do a YouTube, you create a YouTube library, you download that YouTube, you embed the code on a landing page that we've created for you. Our job as a community, my job, is to bring traffic to the front door of our community, which is davidsbarter.com. Once they get inside the front door, then we direct them to your landing page based upon what it is that they are searching. What is it that you've done with your landing page to bring them there? Now, before you get to the big landing page, don't forget to create a community marketing profile for yourself. That tells people what it is that you're trying to do, and you use keywords on your in your profile and in your landing page. Then they search those keywords once inside the front door. So we have taken a lot of the pain that you need to take in order to get people to your home page. We'll get them to your page, which does what it is that you want them to do ultimately. We'll get them there quicker, faster, more simply, more efficiently than you could possibly do if you create your own website. That's the purpose of what it is and what we do. Resource number 2, we are told. Experienced employees. They're important. I'm not going to spend a lot of time speaking about that because I've only had employees in my company for 1 year out of my life, and quite honestly, they weren't experienced in that. I would say probably 85% of the folks that were employed on our payroll, on my payroll, and maybe even higher than that, were just out of college. It was their first job out of college. I was young at the time, older than college age, but I had a network of college students, and we used that network to create the basis of the 15 employees that we had in the company. So I can't talk a lot about experienced employees. I've only done it once in my life, and they weren't all that experienced. They were good, they were great, but they weren't experienced. Business analysts, yes. We call those business analysts mentors of entrepreneurship. A mentor has a specialty area. It might be law, small business law. It might be small business accounting, CPA, public accountant. It might be business strategy. It might be social marketing. It might be technology. It might be a banker. Those are all mentors of entrepreneurship. That's what we call them in the community. They call them business analysts. And it doesn't matter what you call them. It matters what they do for you as mentors to help you build your business. A mentor, well, they have a business analyst and a mentor. We think you need more than just a mentor. In our community, we will have 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 different kinds of mentors who will help you get your business started. And that's an important concept. So we've actually combined the business analyst and business mentor into one functionality. And public relations, number 5. Yes, you need public relations. There's no question about that. How much should you spend on public relations? That really depends upon your resources available. Now, I have a public relations agency that does work for the community. They do great work for the community. And I spend a minimum of $500 a month to have that agency at work for us, to tell the rest of the world that we don't reach about our community. That's what they do. That's what I've hired them to do. Now, it's very possible, unless you have some real important investors with deep pockets, or you have achieved a lot of savings in your life that you don't need outside investors, that you would be able to hire your own PR firm. That's a decision that you'll have to make. But the concept of having one to cover the marketplace in areas where you don't cover for whatever reason, it's a great idea. So thank you for those 5 thoughts and how they apply to our community. 5 resources, once again: domain names and web presence. You don't actually need your own domain name. We've invested in one. And our web presence. Experienced employees, business analysts, a mentor, and public relations. Okay, thank you, B2C publication. Let's go back and see what the other thing that caught my eye was. Building a better business, and we're back to the Smart Brief, the entrepreneurs section. Building a better business starts with a look in the mirror, of all places. People tend to resist personal development, but chances are that improving your business starts with improving yourself. Not chances are. We all need to be in the mindset, in the mode of constant improvement. How do we make things better? This article was written by Ellie Cooper, who goes on to say, you might need to adapt your belief system and eliminate destructive tendencies such as procrastination. Nothing will destroy a business plan, a business idea, the execution of that business plan or idea, than procrastination. Don't wait to do it. Do it now. Don't procrastinate about starting your business, because it's never going to happen if you procrastinate. Take action and make it happen now. I procrastinate. I don't do it a lot, but when I do, I have found that I've wasted resources, I've wasted time. I should have done it when I thought about doing it, instead of procrastinating, instead of waiting for it to happen. You will also have to find a way to deal with the stress of entrepreneurship. Oh my God, is it stressful? You know what? It's only stressful when we allow it to become stressful. Yes, I am really, really, really good at handling stress, because I've handled lots and lots and lots of potential stress in my lifetime. But I don't really. I have a meltdown every so often, no question about it, and I get stressed out. But fortunately, it happens very, very infrequently. Maybe even I let it happen once a month. I'm sorry, once a quarter. Maybe it happens once a month. I don't know. But it's not a bad thing to have a stress meltdown once in a while. Because why? Because it gives you a chance to step back from that which made it stressful and take a look at it and evaluate what it did. Now, what happened, or what did you do that you could have done differently that created that stress? So having that moment of stress, don't let it last longer than a moment, allows you to step back and evaluate what it was that caused that stress. So let's see if there's a list. But as Ellie said, it starts by looking in the mirror. Load, 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 load. We're back to B2C again, business to community. The importance of personal development for entrepreneurs from B2C business to community.com. What do they have to say? I don't know if you can see this or not, but I don't know who that is. That might be Ellie. Raising her hands. And Yang. We'll go into more detail later, but I'll give you the subheads. The importance of personal development for entrepreneurs. Actually, it's by SmallBizDavid, published 2 days ago. Busting through limiting beliefs. What we believe sets the stage for everything we do in life and will determine the course of our experience. Changing self-sabotaging success-blocking tendencies. Wow, a lot of words. Changing self-sabotaging / success-blocking tendencies. A lot of words. I think I understand what they say, but they talk about self. We sabotage ourselves, which ultimately will block our own success. So that is a good idea. Get rid of those tendencies. Right out. Managing stress effectively, which is better than managing stress ineffectively. Yes. Manage stress effectively. What's her lead sentence in that? Stress is inevitable, and as an entrepreneur, you will likely experience high levels, often they only become situations of stress when we allow them, which once again is a reflection on self and your ability to handle stress. Rather than look at it like stress, look at it as a challenge. A challenge, because life and business and everything we do is replete with challenge. It's everywhere. It's a challenge for us to deal with our own selves, our own strengths, our own weaknesses, and it's a greater challenge to deal with somebody else's strengths and weaknesses because we can't control them. Only they can control them. So the way of life, the way of business, the way of success in business is being able to look inward, look into yourself, understand your strengths and weaknesses. Understand, too, that there'll be times when you're going to be dealing from a position of strength, and there are going to be times when you deal from a position of weakness. Don't let the weakness part stress you out. Maybe you're going to find out in dealing with that weakness that it really wasn't as bad as your stress allowed it to be. Okay, we're going to end our segments today. Thank you, folks, from Stickham.com. for taking this last time, however long you've spent, your time, where you had a decision to spend that time any way you wanted to. And I am indeed honored that you decided to spend the time with Small Biz David inside of David's Barter community. We have a lot of fun in the community because business and having a business and starting a business can and should be fun. And why? Why is that? Because instead of trying to do it ourselves and have all those increased stress levels that we just talked about, we have other folks that we can collaborate with, that we can work with, that we can turn to and play our strengths with their weaknesses and their weaknesses with our strengths. That's what collaboration is. That's how we can work together. That's what the new business model is all about. Small business collaboration. And you won't find it any place better than right here inside of David's Barter community. And thank you for taking your time. And as always, I hope that I have been able to bring at least one thing of value to you today. Just one thing. If I've brought one thing for you to think about, one thing for you to step away and say, okay, how is that applicable to that life, to my life? And does Small Biz David make any sense on what he just said? If I've been able to do that at least once in the time that you've spent with me, I think I have been very successful. We'll see you tomorrow live, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, a.m., 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time at stickham.com, 24/7 at youtube.com/SmallBizDavid, or the best place to spend your time, and you're not necessarily tied down to the 10 o'clock every day, is to come inside our community, davidsbarter.com, register, get a complimentary community marketing profile for yourself, and from now until the end of the year, you will have complimentary use of our very optimized, very Googleized landing pages, so that you can see if that landing page can generate cash flow for you. What a great time of the year to generate cash flow. Holiday, gift-giving time, what a great time to do it. The timing is perfect, once again. Generate positive cash flow. Generate high-margin, profitable cash flow. Do it now. Oh, there's no better way to generate profitable cash flow than if it doesn't cost you anything to do it except your time. My name is Small Biz David, and we'll see you soon.